And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Super Castlevania 4. In this episode, we are going to tackle the dungeon. Let's begin. This area is actually, in my opinion, the hardest in this game, and it's probably the most dangerous as well. You've got all of these spiders that kind of drop from the ceiling in various portions, and then you have the acid drops, which can surprise you because you don't look at the ceiling as much as you probably should. And then you've got these hard to reach monsters like the eyeballs. Something interesting to note is that I believe in the Japanese original version of this, there wasn't acid, it was actually blood. So the entire dungeon was pouring with blood. I think it would look great that way myself. Be nice to see a return to that, actually, if they ever decided to remake this. But I like the game as it is, too. This whole area is basically about patience with all of these spiked blocks, platforms, and such. If you're not careful, one hit will kill you instantly. Oh, like that. Alright, the next part right here, it's good to get rid of the eyes before you move on. There's another one right here again. And after you finish with this eye, just drop your whip like that, and you can avoid those fireballs from hitting your feet. This guy, you want to get rid of the bone pillar before you continue on, but you can only do that really by kind of getting in the way of the spiked platform, so only do one hit at a time, and then make sure to duck once you're on the platform so you don't get hit by those fireballs like that. Oops, oh well. There's a meat right there, so I'm fine. Okay, in this next area, there's even more spikes, and we have to deal with falling lances soon. Definitely a torture chamber. The clock sub-weapon is definitely your best friend in this area. I would recommend keeping it above any other sub-weapon, and you'll see why in just a moment here. We'll start with this. Makes it so much easier to get rid of all of these enemies, like the eyeballs that drift around, and then these bone dragons right here. You get rid of this first one with the rosary, oops, like that, but then freeze the next one, and you can go kill it without it even moving. Definitely easier than having to deal with it swinging around all over the place. Keep an eye out for those acid drops. Just beyond that bone pillar, there is a meat. We'll grab that. This bridge up here collapses once the first block reaches the left side of the screen. So you want to kind of kill as many enemies as you can, and then just dash for it. Don't jump or anything. Kill the last bat just with the diagonal whip, and you should be fine. In this section here, you can do sort of like what you did with the library and just kind of jump down to the bottom as fast as you can. However, there's a lot of spiked impediments in the way here, so I'd almost recommend doing the slow route in this version. If you head on the left path here first, you can actually get all of the candles, but you can't get that candle back there if you take the right path because you can't get back up to it. Thankfully, they placed the Medusa heads in pretty easy to avoid spots in this part. That candle up in the upper left corner actually contains a piece of meat. I'll show you how to get that right here. You gotta jump right at the apex of that spiked block, otherwise you'll hit it and die. Same with going past it again. Okay. Get rid of that thorn weed. And we are on to the last section. Yet more spikes, and even newer varieties down in that corner. As long as you don't whip those bridges with the logs, they won't do anything, but if you whip them at all, they explode and then you can't climb up them. So it's kind of dangerous to use your whip at all on stairs in this section. That candle directly below us is a cross. I'll get that for now. More lances in the ceiling, so just walk past them. And then this area here can spawn multiple copies of this eyeball monster if you keep moving back and forth. So try to stay on the edge so you don't keep spawning them. To get past this, just walk off the edge and you'll end up on the bottom without having to jump and get in the way of those spikes. This hallway here, you can crouch and walk through the whole thing without taking damage. In a future video, if you want, I'll actually show you how I used to do it when I was a kid. I actually walked through the whole thing rather than crouched and had to avoid all the spikes. It was tough as a kid, let me tell you. If you want to see me try to do it, I'll be happy to make a video. I can probably still do it, but it just takes a lot of luck. And then this final bridge kind of vanishes, so you gotta be careful when you time stuff. Make sure you don't jump on blinking blocks like that. And that brings us to the boss, which is... oh, not Dracula, Frankenstein's monster. Basically, he throws 3 different potions. The pink ones, you can get rid of that easily. The silver ones actually create clones of him, so get rid of those right away. And then those blue ones, which he's dying from, create fire in the air. Hoo-yah! Anyway, try to avoid the blue ones at all costs because those are the ones that'll damage you the most. Anyways, that's it for this episode of Castlevania 4, and I hope to see you on the next episode when we take on the next stage, Stage 9. Stick around!